All right, we are live. Yes, we are here. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Silver Lining TV, where we motivate and inspire people to create a better life through real estate. And as you can see, I'm joined with Mr. Joseph Spivey. Brother, how you doing today?
Hey, I'm waving with the wrong hand. It's off camera.
No worries. How you doing, man? Doing
I'm
good?
doing great. I'm going to take a page from your book and say, I love my life.
Hey, I love it.
That's your response whenever I ask you how you're doing. And I love that response. That means that you're doing what you were meant to do. So, yeah, I love my life.
Absolutely. Well, it's a pleasure to have you back on. We're going to talk about something that we feel is extremely important, especially in today's market. I do believe wholeheartedly that the quality of your agent is going to determine the quality of your real estate home buying or selling journey.
Mhm.
We'll say that one more time. The quality of your agent will determine the quality of your home buying or home selling journey. So, Joseph, we want to talk about today the top 5 qualities that you should look for in an agent that you hire. And so we got some notes. We're going to be kind of bouncing ideas off each other, but really give you those top 5 qualities. I do want to say, if you have questions or comments, leave them in the comment section, and I'll make sure to pull them up and we'll respond to them. So, Joseph, let's get it cracking, man. So, what is the let's start going.
So I would say the first quality that you want in your real estate agent is going to be, are they a great communicator? And that's because there's a lot of things that happen in a real estate transaction. There's a lot that needs to be known by any party involved. Mm-hmm. So you want somebody who is going to be constantly updating you, keeping you in the know, someone that is able to essentially follow up with you accordingly, and make sure that you are understanding the process. Because there's a lot of jargon that goes around in our neighborhood. Hey, Bree, a lot of jargon that goes around in when I say our neighborhood, a lot of jargon in our neighborhood of career, I guess, what we do. So there's things that might not be understood by just someone who's not always in real estate. And most importantly, you want someone that is going to listen to what your needs are and what it is that you want. Because somebody who's not listening to you and just pushing their own agenda, that doesn't help you at all, doesn't serve you. And our biggest thing in real estate is to be able to serve our clients.
100%. Yeah, well, I agree. Mm-hmm. I think that being a great communicator, being a great listener, not only will that help, you be able to get what it is you want, but just keep in mind, how can the agent serve you if they don't know what it is you want? Because they're so far into, like you said, pushing their own agenda. Okay. So yeah, there is a process that you want to follow, which the agent should have a process to help you get what you want, but he or she needs to know exactly what it is that you want. That way he's not leading you, or she's not leading you to an unknown destination, right? Settling on a property you don't like, so on and so forth, getting the wrong financing, just putting you in a position that is really hard to get out of. So for sure. Right. I agree.
Yeah. Do you have a quality that?
No, I mean, I agree with that. We can move on to the next one. Okay. I have a couple that I'm gonna share, so I'll throw mine in there as well. But okay, yeah, we can move on to the next one.
Perfect. The next thing that you want from your agent is someone who has market knowledge. So it's one thing to be an agent in this market, but it's another thing to be an agent that knows the market and keeps up with it. And there's a couple of things you want to ask your agent or ask yourself about your agent. Do they work on education? Are they constantly trying to stay up to date, keep learning? And when I say keep learning, like not only learning about the market, but ways to get that information to you. Can they give you the statistics and break it down for you, make it easier for you to understand? And that a lot of this is going to build upon that communication part, because a great communicator is going to be able to break it down for you. Yes. And then are they able to answer questions, or at least find the answers to those questions that you have? Because I'm be honest, like nobody knows everything. And if you say you know everything, then you're delusional. But the person who is willing to learn and is willing to find the answers, even if they don't know the answer, and willing to communicate that to you, that's somebody that you want in your corner, because they are dedicated, they're committed to learning and to educating. It's a perfect fit for especially first-time home buyers, people who have not been through the process before. You want somebody who is willing to keep going, willing to educate, willing to learn.
Absolutely, 100%. Like knowing and mastering the financial conversations, how to break down the numbers and how to break down, like when you're talking to like for us, for example, when we're talking to a client, we're asking them, is this going to be a forever home?
Right.
Is this going to be a situation? Like, what is the end game for you? What's the exit strategy if you need to get out of it? What do the numbers look like, right? And you gotta be able to work with someone. You gotta understand. You gotta work with someone who's going to really break down the whole financial situation for you, so then you understand exactly what you're getting into. For sure, asking good questions, having the market authority, the market knowledge, so they can give you the actual facts and not share like all the nonsense that's happening out in the news and stuff like that. Like being the calming force, in other words.
Essentially, yeah, you want somebody who, if they know things, they're going to be level-headed and be able to walk you through it for sure.
Yep. And I'm gonna add one too. Is like you gotta have someone who has the right. You gotta have someone who is always building their mindset to be someone who is always improving. Again, it goes back into their knowledge, their skills, whether it's negotiations or just knowing the market data, but just someone who's like a positive thinker, right? But also not delusional.
Right.
Like be optimistic, someone who's positive and who's going to make sure that they see the good even in the bad. Because as you're going through your journey in home buying or home selling, things will go wrong. And if you have an agent who's extremely emotional, who cannot be thinking logical in times where it's needed, you're going to really fall into some traps that the agent will be able to get you out of. So I would say mindset is extremely important. Is your agent working on their mindset? Are they doing things to help better themselves just as an individual, personally, and even as a business person?
So true. And I mean, the next thing that you want out of an agent as well is not only are they trying to communicate, they're a great communicator, they have that mindset and they're willing to learn and have that market knowledge. Another thing is, do you know if your agent is as active as you want them to be? And what I mean is, like, do you see them? Like, do you see them working? Are they making posts? Are they constantly reaching out to you? And there's something that we like to call mind share in this market, to where it's like, if someone were going to think of real estate, who's the first person that comes to mind?
Right.
That's mind share. If your agent is someone who's constantly out there and like you ask, oh, who do you know that does real estate? And they say, oh, this person is great. And then that happens to be your agent, and your agent's out there doing their job. Right. They're being active. They're continuously seen. And not just because they're like out doing showings or whatever, but they're trying to educate. They're trying to get that knowledge out there, trying to make the process easy for people and letting it be known that that's what they want to do. Make it easy for you.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think if you definitely want to have an agent who's willing to put themselves out there, like this type of video that we're doing, this live, and educating the market and giving people, everybody, the information they need to make their best decisions possible. Typically, that means that the person is confident enough or they have enough conviction in what they know and what they feel to where they're willing to share it publicly with people, right? And I will say the stuff that we do share is facts, it's real. Like, we don't sugarcoat stuff, but definitely being the person who's out there, who's being seen, who's communicating with people, networking. And that really leads to even finding off-market opportunities for a buyer and great opportunities for a seller too. So it does bleed into how they can really do a great job as an agent. Not only are they known, but they actually really do a great job and help their clients find properties or opportunities, in other words.
Correct. So true. The next thing I want to talk about too is, does your agent care? And there's a lot. It's enough to say like, oh yeah, I do care that you want to get a home or you want to sell your home, but do they actually care? Are they considering your needs? You don't want an agent that's just thinking about getting paid. It has to be service to the person and not themselves. So you can think about, oh yeah, this person, they really worked hard. They earned their check. Not that. I want someone to, when they talk to me, it's like, hey, this person really worked hard. They earned my trust. They earned more business from me. I feel comfortable in recommending this person to someone else who might be going through the same thing. Anybody who wants to buy, anybody who wants to sell. So does your agent care? Are they advising you in a way that aligns with your goals? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, there's a lot of people out there in the process of selling or buying where they think, oh, you know what, maybe I want to do this. And then you have to bring it back to them. Hey, when we first met and sat down and talked, you said that you wanted this, that, and this. Mm-hmm. Now, if we go about it this way, we might get this, but we won't get these other things. Are those still important to you? Mm. So then that brings it back into perspective for you as the client. Oh man, you know what? I had a brief moment where, you know, maybe I was acting out of emotion, but luckily my agent is here to really put things in perspective for me. Okay, this isn't going to serve me. This isn't going to help me get what I want. Luckily, that agent has thought about it and considered it, and they actually care, and they want to make sure that I get what initially I said I wanted.
Yeah, and that 100% I agree. Mm-hmm. And that also leads into just thinking logically, like having an agent who mentally is strong and is in tune with what you need, but is always thinking logically, because in a real estate transaction, there can be times where emotions get involved and we're not thinking correctly.
Right.
So it's our job, just like a doctor's job. If things are getting a little rocky, the doctor or the surgeon, they got to make sure that they're keeping it together. Like during that surgery, if there's like something that doesn't go according to the plan, to the process, if that surgeon gets like their composure is gone, we're talking life or death.
Right.
Okay. As a real estate agent, it applies to that too. We got to make sure we're keeping emotions between the lines and being that calming force for our client. And in order for you to really be that, you cannot be attached to the money. You can only be attached to helping your client, the process of helping your client. So maybe even having an agent who does close deals and they're in a situation where financially they're pretty good, because I think if they're in that situation, they're not going to be so attached to the money.
Correct.
I mean, that's my opinion. I know as I've done more business in my career, I've just became a better agent, not just because of my skills, but because I'm extremely successful. And that allows me to be not attached to the money, but attached to the process of helping people.
Correct.
Because now I'm leading with my heart and not with my mind. Does that make sense? Okay. I think it does.
That makes a lot of sense. Yes. And thank you, Chris, for mentioning that comment. It was awesome. We really appreciate that. So yeah.
Thank you, brother. Chris, man. Hey, listen, I hope to see you we got to see you soon, man. We got to see you soon. I know you have some great things happening in your life, brother. I 100% can't wait to see you again, so where we can shake hands and just embrace each other, because it was always a pleasure working with you. Chris has been not only one of my clients that I help personally, but he's also a huge advocate of Silverline Real Estate Group, and he sent family members our way for us to be able to take care of them as well. So Chris, I appreciate you, brother.
Definitely.
Thank you for that.
Thank you. And that also goes to show, like, if you have clients that are willing to say this on a public platform about you, that's more so like, do you have an agent that can do that? Do you have an agent that has good rapport with the people and people are actually speak highly of them, or, you know, they say they enjoyed their experience? Because word of mouth is the most powerful form of advertisement for anything. You know, if someone leaves a bad review about something, you are a little bit hesitant to buy that product or use that service. So if you really are serving your clients to the highest of your ability and really have their best interests at heart, it's going to show in your work, and they're going to get that notion. They're going to feel that. So that's really important. Again, thank you, Chris. And then that leads me to my next thing too. Is your agent committed? Like, are they committed, or if you want to say another way, dedicated? Are they 100% dedicated to what it is that you need, or getting the job done? You want an agent that doesn't give up easily. The benefit of us having been in the business for, I would say now I've been in the business close to 4 years, and Anthwon even longer than that. We had the opportunity to come across some unique situations, things in which you have to figure out how to get out of, or how to work around things. So is your agent able to do that? Are they able to, again, think logically and not from emotion, and act in a way that can help you through the process? You know, are they able to create opportunities for you? You know, finding off-market opportunities, being able to see things in a different way and say, hey, let's try it this way. and maybe this will work.
Strategize. Yeah.
Strategy, indeed. And then are they willing to go that extra mile? You know, our job is not a 9-to-5 job. I mean, our job is pretty much 24/7, really. At any given moment, you can reach out to me and I will be picking up my phone if I'm not already doing something. And sometimes that gets me in trouble at home. If my girlfriend's like, hey, are you going to talk to me? I'm like, oh, real quick. But in the end, everything is done as it should. And that's what you want. You want somebody who's committed, somebody who's going to be willing to go that extra mile for you. They're going to be looking at how can I create opportunities for my clients?
Mm-hmm.
Am I going to be the person that's going to give up easily when I'm faced with adversity?
Mm-hmm.
You know, this job is not for the faint of heart at all. You know, there's plenty of agents out there who are doing very well. There's some agents who jump into business for maybe 4 months and then they jump back out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not saying that they're not a strong person. It's saying like it requires a different type of mindset, a different type of logic, you know, to use to be in the business and be able to serve people at a high level.
True.
So is your agent that person? Are you able, do you feel comfortable selling your house with this person because you know that they're going to do whatever it takes to make sure your needs are met?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Leading with your heart and justifying with your mind. An agent who has the passion of helping people, and that's leading with the heart. And then obviously using the skill set that they have to be able to help clients, you know, follow the process to get what it is they want. I agree 100%. And I want to add another thing because I'm just going to say it. Like in today's market, it's crucial that you have an agent who's going to get out there, door knock, who's going to get out there, make phone calls to try to find. If you're a buyer, you need to be asking your agent, what do you do to find me properties, to find me a home to buy? What is your process? And by the way, they don't if they say that I'm going to send you homes via email, that's not enough in today's market. Ask, what are you going to do to find me a home? In today's market, you need, one of the qualities that you need your agent to have is to be out there door knocking, talking to people. Hey, are you looking to sell your home? I have a buyer that could be interested. Not making a post on Facebook and walking away. No, anybody can make a post. You can make a post. Okay. You can sign up for Zillow and get emails sent to you. You don't need an agent for that. What you need an agent for, and the quality, incredible quality that an agent that does this has, is the fact that they're out there door knocking, calling people, networking, and bringing those properties to you. Okay. I'm just going to go out and say it.
Yeah.
I know it's uncomfortable.
It is.
I know for some people, they're like, oh my God, yes, that is exactly, I can't tell you how many people we've helped in the past few months where we found them off market opportunities. Okay. Period. And you also need to make sure that you have an agent who is, how can I say it? I want to make sure I say it. You got to make sure you have an agent who is extremely attached to following. Now, I'm talking to my sellers now, who's extremely attached to following a process no matter what. And I'm talking about listing a home and pricing it correctly. No matter what, if the data says that the home is worth this much, that they're being upfront and honest with you, saying, hey, if we try it at that price, this could happen. If we try it at this price, that could happen. Instead of just saying, oh, you want to sell it for $1 million when it's only worth 200,000. Okay, cool. Let's do that. Let's do that. And the next thing you know, you're on the market for several months and you're mad. And make sure that you have an agent who's going to be very, very strong on their process, and that they're following the data. They're following the market trends. Okay. That way you could stay ahead of the trend of the change in the market, because we are in a shift. Mm-hmm. So it's more important than ever that you have an agent who's going to take it serious and who's always working on their craft. But that's all I got. I mean, guys, we've been on here for almost 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. We got to wrap it up, but do you have anything else?
I agree with you. Like, you definitely need an agent who's going to be out there looking for opportunities, being able to educate you, being honest. And the best part about that, which touches base, like your market knowledge, being able to bring up statistics so that way you can best present to your clients. And hey, if, like you said, if we list here, this could happen. If we go here, this could happen. So you want to know each type of outcome that you might be facing depending on the decision that you make, and someone who is willing to go the extra mile and know what could bring you exactly to that situation. So
yeah, because for a seller, the price it is going to be important. Whether if you overprice it, that's a problem. If you underprice it, that's a problem, because that now you're going to have a situation where you're going to lose money, right? But you can overprice it and lose money too. So you got to make sure that you have an agent that's going to be very strong and making sure you understand the pros and cons and whatever you choose. Anyways, let me pull this up real quick. We're going to wrap it up. Chris, yes, absolutely, brother. Again, thank you so much, man, for all your love and support, brother.
thank you.
Well, we're going to leave it there. We could keep going. I mean, this could be an hour and a half long.
Yes.
Because there's so many qualities that I think an agent should have, especially again in today's market, because things are changing. There's been a shift. I would highly recommend that you watch this video again. And if you are going to be considering getting in the market to either sell or buy, interview the agent. Ask the hard questions. Challenge him a little bit. Okay. I hope this video does help that. Now, Joseph and I, there are some great agents out there. Joseph and I want to make it very clear that do your due diligence and don't just hire the agent just because you know them or just because, make sure you do your due diligence. And this video gave you maybe at this point 8 qualities that you should be looking for. Okay, so we're just here to provide clarity and information. So Joe, if people want more of that clarity and information, how can they reach out to you, brother?
You can reach out to me by Facebook, email at joseph@slreg.com, or you can reach me on my business line. That's 765-201-7972.
Love it. Love it. All right, y'all. So again, reach out to Joseph if you have any questions. We'll be back on here next week. So you guys take care, stay safe. See you on the next one.
See you guys.